What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, you can tell I got the Roadster out. We did get the block painted up a little bit, primered, knocked a bunch of the grease and crap off of it, made a few discoveries, and also starting to cut our cloth wrapped, lacquer coated spark plug wires from Zach Parks out there at Wired Customs. So hope you guys enjoy. I did a little work off camera, obviously. Got this thing out. I yanked the intake. I don't know if you guys have been watching the shorts, but I started wire wheeling it, pulled the intake off, and found a rat's nest in there. Fortunately, we didn't run this thing very long, just popped it off a few times to make sure that everything seemed good. Pulled the intake, found the rat's nest, sucked the rat's nest out and cleaned it up, and in the process discovered that there is no sludge in the valley of this thing, like none. And the intake gasket seems relatively new. So as I'm working my way around, I clipped the head gasket a little bit back here, and it was copper. So this motor has been rebuilt. I don't think they cleaned it when they rebuilt it, but they rebuilt it. It's really clean inside, and I think it's going to be a really big score in that regard. So today what we're going to do, I wire wheeled it and put some primer on it. We're kind of working our way around. It's really greasy. I don't think they cleaned it when they rebuilt it at all, but it's really greasy. I've been working my way around cleaning it up. Today we're gonna make our spark plug wires. These are from Zach Parks at Wired Customs. If you guys don't watch his channel, you should. His content has slowed down a little bit lately, but he is chopping a 41 Ford right now. That's pretty cool. So I'll put a link to his channel down in the description. You should go check that out if you don't already. And let's get to doing spark plug wires. So here's the first thing we want to do. You want to kind of figure out how you want to route these. Now, to me, I would say that I want to gear myself up for a loom or no loom. So a loom would be like a tube that runs along here that has holes for each spark plug, and the wire runs through it and comes down. I may do that, I may not. I may just wire, or they call it tying them together, wiring them together. I may go that route. It's a little bit of an old school route. Either way, that's the direction I'm going to take these, is kind of off the front here and down. So this plug goes to right here. So this one's going to come right off of there, direct route, straight out and straight down, just like that. So that's where we're going to end up right there. I'm going to go ahead and cut a little longer than that. Just cut it straight off, just like that. Out and down. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to strip this, and you want to strip off enough so you can fold it over, so that when it's in here, the wire comes back and is making contact with the cap here. So what I'm going to do is just clip that very gently. You're cutting through the rubber, the coatings, and the liner, but not the wire. See the wire there? You're going to wrap that back like that. So now when that's in there, it's making contact with this housing. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's making contact with the housing when you close it all up. That's what you're after. You want this thing to become the conductive part. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your crimpers, and down here you can see that it's got this little hat deal, just like that, and that's going to pinch that the way you want it. So I kind of start these in just a little bit because they're out quite a ways to begin with. Slide that in just like that. Goes in there. You can kind of see what it's doing. It pulls them together just like that, and crimp it down nice and hard. And do it in a couple spots because these crimpers aren't real wide. They make wider crimpers that really hit that the whole thing. But that squeezes it down. She's tight now. It's not going anywhere. So that's how we wanted it to look. Clips on like that. That's kind of the look we're going for. I'll keep going and put you guys on a little time lapse so you can see a little better. Okay, next up I started stripping down the intake here, pull the carb off, get the generator off, and then start wire wheeling it, get it all cleaned up, putting primer. Just, you know, be methodical as you're doing this kind of stuff. I mean, it's going to look as good as the amount of time and effort you put into it. You can rattle can rebuild an engine from the engine being down in an engine bay of a car, you know, and just kind of have overspray on everything, have it all look like crap, or you can take your time, pull a few parts off, actually clean them up, and have it turn out really nice. And this one does turn out really nice, as you'll see in a little bit here, because we did get the engine completely wrapped up, a little rattle can rebuild. But yeah, just my 2 cents on it is take your time, try to do a good job. It'll really be rewarding in the end, and a lot of people have been giving me a lot of compliments on how it turned out, so I'm feeling really good about it. But yeah, just check it out. Okay, like I told you guys, part of this video is going to be spring cleaning. We're going to get this shop space cleaned, and that means starting on one end and going to the other. So for this section, I'm just going to put you guys on a time lapse again. I know there's been some time lapse in this video, but honestly, guys, when you're cleaning up car parts, you guys don't want to sit and watch me clean up car parts for hours any more than you want to sit and watch me block sand for hours. So I'm just trying to show you guys kind of progress. You know, this is more of a blog style video than a how-to. So if you guys have questions about how I'm doing stuff, you know, I showed you how to do the spark plug wires and stuff. If you have questions, feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to shoot me an email. It's always in the description. Otherwise, I'm just going to, like I said, stick you guys on a time lapse, and I'm just going to start working, get this place clean. Midway through making this video, we had a we had a Cars and Coffee, again the Hooligans Cars and Coffee, and had a couple cool hot rods show up. This little T-bucket was kind of neat. Suicide front end, you know, a lot of chrome. I thought it was neat, and also really, for the most part, dug this little A Roadster 2829A on 32 rails with a small block Chevy. Has hairpins and has a ham tag on the firewall from 2008. Thought that was kind of cool. I don't know, pretty neat car. You know, it's pretty hard for me to find cars that I wouldn't change a handful of things on when I see them, and this was no exception to that. You know, there were a handful of things I'd change, but it's a cool car. It was a car that I enjoyed going checking out, and that's also challenging for me. While I do dig a lot of cars, and I think they're pretty, you know, and all that, I'm kind of I got very refined tastes, or maybe poor taste, I'm not sure. This car is kind of neat too. This belongs to one of the Hooligans, and this one pulled up right at the end. But it was a fun little meetup, fun Cars and Coffee, some cool cars, and we had a really good time. So if anybody's local, you should come check it out. Also, the Emerald City Shakedown is on July 26th, 27th, whichever the Saturday is there. And the swap meet will be going then, and I'll be hosting that. So see you guys there. Well, I'm sorry for jumping around a little bit. As you can see, I did a whole bunch more work off camera. I got everything painted. It's all looking real slick. Little rattle can rebuild, and yeah, really makes everything come together. You know, really the spark plug wires all tie into the paint color and everything. Sorry for jumping around a little bit on you guys, though. I was here, and then cars and coffee, and then I was here again and cleaned up the shop, and then finished up the spark plug wires. So the video's a little all over the place. But from here, what we're going to do is we're going to throw a drop cloth around this thing, and we're going to start stripping down the frame, getting the frame all painted up, welding up the holes, finishing up the K member. We're going to do some fish plates where we swept the rear. We're going to box the rear of the frame. Probably not going to box the front, but from the K member back, we're going to box it, and we're going to do that because of some flex and because of just a lot of things back there. But you really want some flex in a Model A frame. It's designed to have some flex. So from the K member forward, we're just going to leave it, let it do its thing. But from there back, I do want it to be nice and tight. Just given all the mods that I did back there, I want it to be strong and I want it to be tight. But appreciate you guys watching. Hope you're enjoying the content. Hope you enjoy what's coming up next. I'm hoping that between now and the next end of the next video, we get the bulk of the frame mods done. And from there, we've got brakes, which we have. We got brake lines, a couple bushings. Have to consider putting a panhard bar on the front because our angle on our shackles is very extreme. And I've been back and forth about just raising the front to lessen that angle. But the truth is, I really like the stance the thing has. Panhard bar is the solution, though. If you go beyond 45 degrees on your shackle angle, you got to have a panhard bar, and that isolates and keeps your frames from sliding side to side as you corner. You don't want it shifting like that. But anyway, that's the plan. Hope you guys stay tuned. Please subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.